Hey, noble ones, thank you so much for stopping by. I was invited by a gentleman to his podcast. So you might know The Critical Drinker, over 2 million subscribers, and there we go. It's a channel that mostly focuses on reviews of movies, and he describes himself this way. I drink and I say things. I'm here to deliver reviews, breakdowns, and analysis on modern entertainment media. Expect a healthy dose of sarcasm, biting, criticism, and low-functioning alcoholism. For sponsorship and advertising inquiries, email, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. So, I know that some of you like him a lot and you'll tell me based, and others, as it happened, say, no, what are you doing? He's a grifter. Well, here's the thing. People call me a grifter. Therefore, I don't care. When people say, oh, he's a grifter, for me, it automatically means based. Then I check and I'm like, is he or she actually a grifter? Also, I think a guy is awesome. So, if you hate him, we can disagree. How about that? Anyways, let me talk a little bit about the experience of going into his podcast. Let me tell you this much. It was great. I had a great time. So if you want to check out the episode where I debuted, it's of course, it can be found on Critical Drinker After Hours, which is his second channel with almost 500,000 subscribers. And it's this episode here. Open Bar number 164, The Running Man, Brie Larson's comeback, Ruby Rose versus Sydney Sweeney. And as you can tell, as you reach minute 7:17, ladies and gentlemen, the man was there. The angel spread his wings. So let's talk a little bit about the experience. So what we had 5 people in the panel. We had Critical Drinker proper, Critical Drinker himself. We had Mauler. I don't know him. This was the first time I've ever seen him. Yeah, pleasant, just like everyone else, but I don't know anything about his content. If you know, let me know. We had Gary from Nerdrotic, and of course, I freaking love Gary. We have interacted multiple times, and I've been a guest to Friday Night Tights once, his main podcast, and then I've recently been a guest to his other podcast as well. So this is actually the third time that me and Gary from Nerdrotic actually collaborate together during a live stream, and I will continue to do so because I think the guy is awesome. Dark Hour, I do not know anything about him either. Once again, very nice guest during this podcast and brought up quite a lot of interesting points. And then the man with the long hair was here. So I kind of want to give you a little bit of a demo, if you will, show you a couple of clips from this, and then I would strongly encourage you to actually watch the episode if you want.
I think that's correct. But let's bring them in. We've got Nerdrotic, Metatron, and Dark Hour. Welcome, gentlemen, to the bar.
Greetings.
Yeah. Metatron, it's great to have you here for making your debut on the open bar, man. It's great to have you on.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I did say when we were talking about this.
Oh, I didn't know that my volume was so loud on the microphone. I hope I don't scream.
That's right. That I'll try and find a time to bring you on when we've got some really cool historical movie that we can talk about, and you can share your expertise on that as a historian. And then what do we have to offer you? Ruby Rose getting mad at Sydney Sweeney.
Fine. I'm good. Yeah, that would be really fun, actually, too. And that's the same thing. When I collaborated with Nerdrotic, it was over Gladiator 2, and I brought a lot of sources, and I think it was a good experience altogether. With that being said, it doesn't have to necessarily be only about history, because at the end of the day, even though there is a strong tether when it comes to the sort of expertise, yes, that I can bring to the table, also thanks to my team of academics that my haters absolutely hate. With that being said, even if it's linguistic, on a linguistic note, on a cultural note, I would be more than happy to join in. And in general, even if it's on a purely political point of view, or just nerd stuff, I am a nerd, so I'm more than happy. I don't want people to feel obligated to, Metron is the history guy, so this has to be about history. No, it doesn't. It can be about video games. I'm a massive gamer. I've got a whole channel dedicated to gaming. So it can be about gaming. It could be about anime, as I've multiple times collaborated with Shad over anime and translation from Japanese. It can really be about anything. So if anyone has a desire to, it'd be really cool to have Metatron on, but, I don't know, this is not about history. Don't worry about it. Whatever it is, I'll be more than happy to join in, because I'll be honest with you, I'm enjoying these appearances on these podcasts.
This is the state of modern culture.
A tale as old as time. Another girl getting mad at another girl.
Yeah. I'm going to start with I don't know if I would classify it as good news or bad news. It is news, however. Alien Earth, that show that we all loved for its mind-bendingly complex storytelling and its intelligent characters and its great writing. It's been renewed for a second season. I bet you guys are thrilled to see the further adventures of Queen Retard and her team of idiots. I mean, hi.
So Alien was an interesting topic, actually. But another thing that I thought was hilarious is that if you look at the podcast background here, is a little behind the scenes that I'm telling you now. It's kind of funny because it kind of looks like the background, the arms with the drink kind of almost connect with my camera placement. And so at one point I actually did do it, and it's hilarious. It was so funny because I noticed it. If I can find it. So here it is, guys. I found it. This is the part where I figured it out. I noticed it, and I started being like a nuisance. Because look at me, look at my face. I'm actually noticing. I'm like, oh, wait. But look at my arm. It's actually perfectly connected to his background. So what if I also do the other one?
Fucking iconic borderline. Like,
Is it John C. Riley or John C. McGinley?
John
It's
C.
one of the two.
McKinley, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Riley.
He was, yeah, different guy.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, he's kind of he was a character actor in movies for a long time. Like, I've seen him in a million things, but like that was the role that just. Like...
I'm not even listening to a word he's saying now. I was before, but this is 1 hour in, okay? So at this point, I noticed this thing. I got distracted. But look at this. It's beautiful. It looks like it's an extension of my arm. And this one here, I'm actually drinking Critical Drinker's drink. I'm drinking his whiskey, ladies and gentlemen.
Like, he owned it.
He was hilarious. I remember because I was obviously a lot younger when that came out. I just remember him and the janitor were carrying that show so hard because I didn't really care about Zach Braff that much.
I'm losing no composure. I'm losing no.
But those two ribbing him constantly at that show, I was just like,
I'm
this is
committed.
so fucking funny.
And you know what's funny? They didn't notice, but the chat did. So it was so funny because the poor Critical Drinker was actually bringing up his good points about the show, whatever they're doing. And in the meantime, I'm being an absolute idiot with the image, and the chat loves it. The chat is there like, oh, look at Metatron. He's perfectly merged with the background.
Oh.
He's 66, so he's not 90.
I just
Hey,
perfectly
that's the same
blended
thing, Gary.
with the background, by the way. Look at that.
Easy, buddy.
You
Okay.
do, actually, yeah. Don't move your arms at all.
Yeah. I'm
That's that's a thing. That's a thing,
Connected.
Megatron. Everyone
good.
loves to be the
Okay, now
Mauler
keep that
arm.
going.
It happens all the time. Usually it's Gary.
That was great. That was fantastic. That was the best. I mean, this is a good stream, guys. You gotta go watch it, by the way. We had such a good time. I want to say a couple of things about this. So first and foremost, when it comes to Critical Drinker, I noticed every time, particularly on Reddit, people complain about him wearing sunglasses in the room. And it's so ridiculous because he's clearly doing it because it's a character thing, right? His audience likes it. I think he looks cool with the sunglasses myself. His audience likes it. It's become part of his image. It's a bit like me keeping my head down instead of doing a man bun, as I usually do when I'm in the house anyways, or like a ponytail. It's just I have my head down as part of my image now online, and most importantly, I like it. I like the way I choose to portray myself on my own platform. Likewise, if he likes wearing the sunglasses and his audience vibes with it, and they think, oh yeah, it's cool, awesome, man. So what? People are so judgmental. In fact, the people that are all about tolerance are the most judgmental of all. They will nitpick everything. The shirt you're wearing, the beard you have, the hair. People complain about my hair all the time. They say, oh, look at that guy with that greasy hair. What are you on about? Look at this. I literally just shampooed. Like literally, my hair was super clean on that day. It often is when I'm on camera. Occasionally, I have filmed after training at the gym. So sure, the hair looked a little greasy then. So what? But that's what they do when they do not have the ability nor the mental capacity to attack your arguments. And so they complain about his freaking sunglasses, even though I think he looks awesome. I think the guy looks great.
How is this happening? I love how it's described as well, because this is in Variety. They're talking about this. Alien Earth serves as a TV extension of the Alien film franchise. No kidding. It debuted on FX back in August to strong reviews from critics and audiences alike. Did it really?
Did it now?
I mean, I guess if you filter out all the bad stuff, there must have been at least one good one in there.
I mean, sure. I guess like the bought and paid for critics will shill for it because it's a Disney product and
Oh, it was the
does all
Andor
right things.
alien.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
what they said after watching the first episode. And then we had the Disney cycle of streaming where everybody's crazy about it in the first couple of episodes and they hated the ending.
You know, when it comes to podcasts like this, I think one thing that is immediately transparent is we're just a bunch of nerds talking about fun stuff and having a good time. But people immediately assume, oh, this must be like a freaky Third Reich meeting, because that's what they've been told about us, each and every single one of us, about in general people that kind of make anti-woke content, which once again, it's their right to do. But if you actually clicked the episode and watched it, this was great. Nothing weird happened. And even if there is the occasional joke here and there, well, then maybe it's a you problem if you're too sensitive when it comes to jokes, isn't it? Sydney Sweeney is based, by the way. Great genes. We also had a special appearance because my wife appeared randomly to bring me a coffee. Look at
Eternal
this.
excuse for every stream, which is great. I am happy to do that.
Space Whiskey, James Gunn's Gunning Man. Pretty much, yeah.
Hi, we got
Hi.
some coffee. Some
You know,
Italian
James Gunn
coffee.
is going to be executive producing a V for Vendetta miniseries.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man, Gary's so nice. Look at that.
dude.
That makes me lose
I
faith
know.
in humanity.
My wife really wanted to say hi, and I thought, yeah, come in. And she was like, oh, but I don't want to bother you. Because, by the way, the stream was extremely successful. We are talking like 11,000 people watching. This was amazing. This was incredible. And so my wife's like, oh, but I don't want. I'm like, no, come in. Come on. Just say hi, wave. And she did. It was adorable. I thought it was nice. And people in the chat, by the way, they were all really cute towards my wife. They were all really nice. You know who isn't? People on Reddit. My haters on Reddit actually constantly wish me and for my marriage to end because I'm a bigot. And so they're like, I really hope that she leaves him. So they really want me to lose both my wife and my child because I'm a bigot. Apparently, I'm not nice and I'm not tolerant enough. They are, right? They are the tolerant ones. And yet here, the people that in theory are supposed to be awful, they're being cute. The people in the comments, they were adorable towards my wife. Go figure. So here's another section I wanted to share.
Man. They
Dude,
make
yeah.
shit tons of money on
It really
serial
is.
killers.
It's cheap and it gets watched a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like there's an element of human nature to the whole true crime thing because like people are just like morbid curiosity, like how does all that stuff come out? But
For me, it's also
Yeah,
learning
it's-
what went wrong, like as a,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
a preservation thing. That's why, like, you watch a car wreck. I think it's also that, like, trying to understand, okay, what went wrong? Why this serial killer managed to enter the house?
yeah.
What did they forget?
How does society
So that way you
fail?
know
Yeah,
you don't
and,
want
like,
to get caught.
You get ones that like they exploit like say corruption in the justice system, like that making a murderer, which it's
Yeah.
fascinating, like to see like how people can get framed for things or whatever. So that sort of thing, like I kind of get the interest behind it, but yeah, there's, as Mauler was pointing out there's a kind of this weird kink component to it where it's like I don't know, man.
Yeah, so he's right. So many women have been writing to like serial killers and telling them, please marry me, and they're obsessed with that, and it's really weird when that happens. But I wanted to also present the idea that I think the interest that we have as a species to see true crime is, for me at least, is a way to learn from the mistake of others so that I can prepare myself and also maybe try to recognize some signs, some red flags with some people, just in order to keep myself and my family safe. So I think there is also that. It's kind of a mixture. And but then again, you also have women that are interested in minotaurs from a sexual perspective. So I guess, there is that.
Since Endgame at all. And she became the face of it. Like it or not.
I there was a comment as well in chat saying like oh well, Grace Randolph got like 3 million views on this
As far as I'm concerned, like he's great because they already.
really nails it. Oh, he's
Killed
superb,
it
yeah.
in that show.
I mean, to be fair, like most of the cast do a pretty good job, but yeah,
No,
I
they
think
do.
Grace really nails it.
it's just remarkable that he came in like to help Flanagan because they already knew each other pretty well, and he ends up stealing it as far as I'm concerned. Like, he's a great character in that show.
Then there was a very interesting part where they talked about voice acting, and I think Critical Drinker and Mauler had different opinions on it. So that was very interesting. I kind of want to share it with you.
Actual toxic men that have caused harm in our country. I'm disappointed in this post.
When did Pratt ever do that?
Women on
It's
women
just-
violence, man.
Yeah. This is the audience that you court, and, well, this is the prizes that you win, unfortunately. It says, you said the same kind of crap about Margot Robbie too, all under the guise of industry insight. You think of yourself as a facts over feelings type, but you're really just a toxic fangirl cosplaying as an industry know-it-all.
Oh Jesus!
Just to clarify, okay? I don't hate you, but did you just say it's voice works? You don't really need to act.
Yes.
Gary, you got to be able to back me on this, right?
No,
Just
no. So let me clarify. You don't have to act like in the same way that you have to act when you're on screen, and like bring that.
It's not the
same
same,
level of performance.
sure.
Yeah,
Different type
But,
of
like,
acting,
it's
still acting.
probably, like, how can I put it? It's a more comfortable, easier gig where you're basically in a sound booth. That's all I'm saying. I'm not taking anything away from voice actors. Don't worry.
It's just that, like, I really hate it when people are brought in for voice roles and they don't give a fuck versus people who are really
You can
good
tell. You can
Yeah.
absolutely tell the people who are professional actors who come in.
because they're actually actors. Yeah, they can
Yeah.
act.
I am a huge fan of audio dramas.
Mhm.
Listen to
at it.
an unhealthy amount, and you can tell the ones who phone it in and the ones who really give a shit. On this new Harry Potter book, there's a couple of voices, like the Snape guy kind of phones it in, but Hugh Laurie
Yeah.
as Dumbledore is freaking brilliant, like absolutely brilliant.
Well,
Pro
so
all
the
time.
example I
I
would
love this as well. Muller's about to burst a vein.
a little bit. You remember? I think it was
Sorry,
Destiny,
Muller.
the game where I don't know if it was like a main character deal. Someone in chat will know, but Peter Dinklage, who I think would all
Yeah,
agree,
he was
really
playing
good
like
actor.
a robot. He was playing a robot.
Yeah, he
helper.
didn't care. He didn't treat voice acting like acting. Therefore, it results in something that's so bad they replace him. It's like, and they get Nolan North, who, as much as someone might be like, he's in everything. It's like, yeah, because he's really good. Nolan North
Yes.
is, voice
The
acting.
best voice actors physically act in the booth. Have you ever watched
Yeah.
if you ever watched the footage of them doing it, they're doing the motions as if they're talking to someone. There's a lot of,
Yeah.
and it
Well,
helps.
I've said,
it elevates what you're doing. While I'm sure everybody who records a video. I mean, Gary's mostly on screen when he does it, but like anytime you record a video, I'm sure you're physically moving as you go along.
I've told people it's a form of performance, right? You're trying to get your words out clearly and get the emotion right. There's some thought that goes into it. Beyond, I mean, you don't have to. Some people just read the script. But,
Maybe. I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. Please.
No, go
well, I
on.
was just going to say that the example I also want to cite is that, like, Sideshow Bob in Simpsons is just one of the most fun bonus characters because Kelsey Grammer is so fucking good at voice acting.
Yeah, so one point that I was going to present in this case, and I do present it later, but I kind of want to reiterate it now. I do agree with Critical Drinker when he says that it's not the same. Like an actor, of course, has to do, it's a more complex job than a voice actor. But I do agree with Mola, and apparently also, because apparently he has experience as a voice actor himself, in the sense that I think he voice acted for a game. And so the idea of, while you're voice acting, and you want to say something like, come here, and you'll do the action, it makes sense. And I think it's not only, like Dark Hour was saying, as a way to ensure that you, like, as a tactical choice, in the sense that if you actually act it, you will do a better job. But I think it could also be subconscious, because I have a similar experience, which is what I share with them. And that is that after living 4 years in Japan, sometimes when I'm on the phone with a Japanese, I bow. Like during the conversation, I'm on the phone and I'm saying, wakarimashita, sumimasen. I'll do this, even though I know that he's not seeing me. But it's just part of the way I am used. It's like body language that is now so strongly connected to the words that I just can't not do it. You know what I mean? And so on one hand, I think voice actors, they see themselves so much in the idea of, I'm an actor, that they act. And maybe they do it, as Dakawa says, as a way to present and bring in more authenticity. But on the other hand, I also think some of that is actually subconscious. So that was just kind of what I wanted to add to that. Anyways, this was a fantastic experience. And if you haven't watched it, you should go check out. I'll put a link to the full podcast episode. And yeah, I'll try to let you know next time I go on any of these podcasts, because yeah, everyone invites me. I'll be always more than happy to go. And in fact, as a response to those who say, oh, you try to shame me, for instance, it doesn't work with me, it just doesn't. But even if you were someone who tries that, it's like, oh, but why are you going to this person if they think X or think Y or think Z or Z? It doesn't matter. Like with them, I probably have a lot in common politically and when it comes to the culture war, but that doesn't matter to me, because even if I was invited by a podcast and they are strongly different than me when it comes to their political takes, I would still go. And I wouldn't care if someone says, oh, you're going to this podcast, that makes you woke. I don't care. Likewise, people tell me, oh, you go to this podcast, you're a bigot. I'm like, I really don't care about people that try to do the guilty by association tactics. And then again, I think they are fantastic. They're great. I endorse them. And yeah, there probably are some takes they may have that I would disagree with. So what? In fact, if anything, I'll always be open-minded. I would go as a Christian to a podcast of atheists. If they invite me, they're polite, and they want to hear my opinions, and they think that I could bring something interesting, I would still go. And so what does that tell you? It tells you that I'm open-minded when it comes to the people that invite me, and I will always go. They can be ultra-conservatives. They can be left-wing. I don't care. They can be atheists. They can be super Christians. I will still go. And that's how it is. If they're decent people like they are, then I will go. And I want to thank Critical Drinker, and I want to thank also Gary for inviting me into their podcasts, respectively, and whoever invites me, I'll be always more than happy to go. They're awesome. They rock. All right, number ones. Thank you very much for watching. Stay honest and stay true. Bye.